Hello and welcome to Retrotainment Recast. We are back with another exciting episode this week, and yes, it's me back in the judging table. Shenanigans was not held because I got absolutely destroyed by Greg last week. Bar one, I'm still contesting one of my choices, but however, we are here this week with the two lads. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Hoping to
What's
knock
up?
Greg off his championship run again here now.
Yeah, he has two big wins. Two
Yeah.
big wins lately. He's actually absolutely destroyed us in the last two episodes. But I set forward a huge challenge for you lads here now. We have to do Back to the Future.
AKA
Quintessential retrotainment episode.
Carl threw his toys out of the pram.
I wasn't happy about my loss. I'm not ashamed to
Well,
admit
how could you be?
it.
Considering you called it as well.
Yeah,
I did the same, you know. That's how you guys got stuck with Lost Boys last week, you know. I
uh-huh.
the toys out of the pram.
Yeah, I'm not
Great to
ashamed.
be able to go back and watch these though.
This is true. This is true. I will never say no to watching Back to the Future.
No,
If
true.
you do, there's something wrong.
It's one of the most perfect movies out there.
Yeah, no, I do love it.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
How do you feel about the recast?
It was strange because
Yeah.
it's quite a young cast.
It is.
And obviously we always try to go with 7 or 9.
True.
I
So one of
two
them
of-
is
One of them's very questionable. The other one I think is slightly questionable as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it could have been somebody else. Yeah, probably
Sure.
could have been, but
Now, if there had been one more person in it, we would have just went and found a ninth.
yeah, I definitely don't think there was another 9th to get to though here.
not at all. What? You want to take your pictures and send them in there, lads?
Yeah, I'll just ask when you guys were casting this, did you guys go with casting the parents as young or old?
Well, what I did, because
Between-
what they did in the original, they had people and they used makeup and prosthetics. So
Yeah,
I
they-
went that way.
No, I know that. I know they took young people and cast them to be older, but they spend most of their time young. But
Yeah,
just making that point that, you know, if so,
Yeah.
like,
Of course, I went with two people because let's face it, for the majority of the movie, they're the younger characters.
okay, grand.
But
Mine
I
sent in
chose
there.
people that, although they're young, with a little bit of makeup, they can
You can age them.
You can age them quite easily.
Okay, grand. Mine's sent in there.
Lovely,
There's
Greg.
mine.
Beautiful.
Greg's
Right.
is in. Phone's
We're going
down.
to start off with definitely the smallest of the roles here, and champion Europe for Goldie Wilson. Originally,
Marvin
the
Berry.
town mayor, originally played by Donald Fullilone.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear, did you cast the wrong person, Greg?
I
Cast the
did.
mayor
Hold on.
here.
I have the mayor. I have the mayor. It's okay. I have it on the other list. If I can find the other list.
You're the one that made the final decision.
I know. That's worse.
Oh, if he can't find that list, this one goes to me.
What is the list?
While Greg is looking for the list there, Ted, why don't you give us yours?
Yeah, so I had 2 people here.
Oh, I have it. I have it.
Oh,
Okay.
right, I'll hold off then. Off you go, Greg.
Just in time there, Greg, just in time.
Mr. Strickland.
Shane
That's his
Strickland.
name, isn't it? That's the mayor's name, isn't it? Strickland.
Goldie Wilson.
Goldie Wilson is the mayor.
Oh dear.
Greg, who did you recast?
No idea. Someone I thought was the mayor.
The mayor's Goldie Wilson. He's the first black mayor of the town, and he works in the diner.
I'm going to clean this town up. Yeah? And you can start by sweeping this floor.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. No, that's okay. Yeah, I have it there. Anthony Mackie.
Jesus, that's a big name.
Oh, Jesus. That's an old name.
Huh?
Anthony Mackie's like in his 40s.
And you can, as with makeup, you can make them look younger. So I'll,
Yeah,
I'll,
but
He does look kind of young as well.
Yeah.
He does, but I looked at him and then I was like, he's an old boy.
Sorry, I wrote down on, as you see there, on the thing, I wrote down the musician. I wrote down Marvin Berry. I meant to write down Mr. Straight or the.
You're all
Mayor's. What the fuck am I doing here?
good.
That's my bad, lads. That's my bad.
You're all
Um,
good.
Yeah, no, so I had two. My backup was John Boyega, who I think would have been okay, but then having rewatched it, I was like, the mayor, especially when he's younger, is quite a slight character, and I was like, John Boyega is a bit of a unit here. He doesn't really fit that.
He's a big unit, isn't he?
Yeah, like John Boyega is a bit too big to be playing the little, little small lad dude sweeping the floors and stuff. I went with Caleb McLaughlin, who is
Good show. Good show.
Stranger Things, obviously.
Good show.
Who fits that kind of weedy little role, but even in Stranger Things, he has that cheeky demeanor to him of I'm gonna change this town someday.
I had two choices for this one here myself. My backup was Donald Faison. Obviously more for the older version, and I also had Donald Glover. I went with the two Donalds.
I was actually looking at Donald Glover as well, and I said,
but he does like doing bit parts and all that type of stuff.
It's not. It's less to do with the size of the role and more to do with him. I don't know. Like, I can see him as the older mayor.
Yeah.
Don't know if I see him as the younger.
And straight away there, I'm going with Caleb there. I don't think it's a great role for Anthony Mackie, but Caleb McLaughlin. Yeah. Sorry, Greg.
I figured that one anyway.
No, I'd actually looked at Anthony Mackie because I was like, who could do it? And I was like, Anthony Mackie. And then I was like, whoa, Anthony Mackie is. I always thought he was a couple of years younger than that. I didn't realize he was actually that old. And then I was like, he's also probably a bit big now with the Marvel stuff behind him.
Yeah. Next up, were the other smaller role in it. Marty's girlfriend, Jennifer Darker. Claudia Wells played her originally.
This one, again, a very tough one because
she's not in it a whole lot. It's more the next two movies that she's in.
It's more the next two films, and she's recast in the next two films because the original actress,
Claudia Wells,
her mother got cancer, so she stepped away to look after her sick mother, which perfectly fair. Like no one's.
And so then you get in Leah Thompson.
Yeah, so it's a very tough one. I went with someone who we've used before that's done these kind of small, very small roles in films. In Maya Hawke. I was kind of like, it kind of couldn't really be anyone because in truth, the character's very minimal throughout the show or throughout the film. Like,
Greg?
I went with Zendaya. I literally could not pick. I couldn't. It was the one that I struggled the most with.
This is somebody trying to play on Carl's heart here.
No, I couldn't struggle, so I literally just went. Margot Robbie's a bit too old.
Yeah.
So I said,
today is the right age for it.
And then you think I know she was moved on. Well, it wasn't moved on. She stepped away, but theoretically, you're going to say she's going to be in there for 3 movies. To an extent.
She is. Yeah. I think it's such a small role, and she's such a big name.
I know it builds towards the next one, but
yeah.
As I says, I struggled with this one.
I had 2 choices on myself for this one. Again, she seems to be my favorite at the moment about Tamsin McKenzie. Just to throw a name in there.
I nearly had her in there. She was going to be one of my backups, and I actually didn't put her down because I was like, I think I've used her a couple of times now since seeing Last Night in Soho, so I'll hold off for a little bit. But
and the one I went for was Sophia Lillis.
Oh yeah, good show.
Yeah.
Good show.
This seems to be a thing going. Greg, you're starting off with 2-0 down again.
Yeah, but see, there's a problem now. I don't have as many points to come back with.
This is true.
Yeah, as I said, I struggled with this one.
Yeah, this was a tough one to recast, especially those 2 smaller characters. The smaller characters are always tougher to recast. The mayor was actually easier to recast than the girlfriend here because I forgot how little she was in it.
Yeah, that's why we kind of blasted through those 2 because they're very inconsequential to the movie.
Yeah.
So now we'll actually dig into it a little bit more. We can actually have a bit more of an argument between you lads.
Pedro, dickhead.
I think you meant about the films, but
we'll go with the antagonist of the whole trilogy, really. But for this movie, Biff Tannen, Tom Wilson originally. Greg,
Yeah, another one.
Where did you go?
I pretty as you said, how did we find the recast of this? And I was like, meh. I struggled. I literally,
Struggled.
I struggled. Essentially, the two movies that we've done that have had a cast of sort of 7 with this and Alien, I struggled badly with.
Right. Okay.
I went with Harry Styles here. He's making his name in.
Okay. Yeah. I don't mind that choice at all.
He's a big enough unit that he could be a bully. And he definitely has the arrogance.
Yeah. No, he's kind of a modern day bully
In a different
rather than
way.
an '80s, an '80s bully.
Yeah. I went something a little bit similar in the sense that he's not as physically imposing as Biff would have been, but is definitely a bully in kind of the thing I've seen him in. And I probably would have tied in a bit with well, no, because they're obviously the different age in this, in Sophia Lillis being the girlfriend, but I went with Nicholas Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
Nicholas Hamilton.
We've lost you, Ted.
I think I cut out. Sorry, Nicholas Hamilton is who I went with there. The bully in It.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Plays Henry Bowers.
Yeah, plays Henry Bowers, pulling knives on lads.
Sticking a knife in his fella's throat.
Yeah, I was like, this lad is a little shitbag. And I tried to keep, again, not a huge name at the time, but you could still see him being the bully to the weedy little the dad when he was a little weed back in the day.
True.
And in the future until they obviously changed the future and Biff is now the car washer rather than the big financial powerhouse.
My choice here was Lucas Hedges. Look him up, you'll know him. He would have been a good choice.
Oh yeah. No, that'd be a good choice.
Yeah.
Bigger unit as well, all right.
Yeah. That's where I was trying to. I actually struggled with
He's a
Biff.
big old unit, isn't he?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of someone who was a big unit, but also fit into that mold. And I was like, there's not really many of those stocky guys who play that bully role too much anymore.
No.
There's not.
Especially not an 80s style bully. Do you know what I mean?
There's not anymore. Yeah.
Or, well, 60s style bully, I suppose, because the film's in the 80s and he goes back to the 60s. So
I'm gonna have to give it to Harry Styles here.
Oh yeah, go on there. Harry.
I haven't seen Harry Styles in enough stuff, but I always just think of him as,
Harry
Styles.
He's in Dunkirk, isn't he?
I've seen Dunkirk, and he's the best thing in it. It's a terrible movie, but he's the best thing in it.
It was bad, wasn't
I
it?
actually came out liking him, and then he's going to be going into Marvel movies going forward as well. So.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he plays Thanos' brother. Genuinely.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah.
Can't say I've seen enough of him to really judge him as an actor. I just think of him as Harry Styles, the singer, still. So
fair. So 2-1 going into the next one, and we're going to go with George McFly.
George McFly.
Chris McGlover originally. And lads, I'm extremely happy with my pick here. Just to let you know.
So I had one here, and you'll be able to see it on my list that I had it written down, and I've crossed it out and put that into my backups in Noah Schnapp, who is
Stranger Things.
He's the young Byers boy. I just thought maybe he's a little bit too young when I started doing the rest of my cast. It's like he might be a little bit too young. So with someone just a little bit older who I think who could play that kind of, geeky, nerdy, afraid to fight, but like even though people keep telling him he needs to, in Gianni D'Ascencio, who is Cobra Kai. He's
Hawk.
No, not Hawk, the other friend.
Oh, the one with the cleft palate.
Yes.
No, Hawk's the one with the cleft palate.
Oh, sorry. The other one that's with him.
The real nerdy one.
Yeah. Dimitri, who never wants to fight, but they're always like, come on, Dimitri, you need to get involved. And he's real timid about the fight, which is exactly the way his dad is in this. He's like, you need to punch out Biff. You have to punch him out. And then he's like, I can't. And also a weird peeping Tom.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is true. What about yourself, Greg?
So I went with an older cast here.
Okay.
Because this guy, he's older. You can
Look,
easily make him look. I went
with
I went
prosthetics
with,
and all that type of thing, we can make them look younger. So I'm taking that into consideration.
I went with Andy Samberg.
Okay.
Yeah, as I said, he struggled badly. I thought he fit in. He kind of the mold of Crispin Glover.
Okay. My choice here, who I'm extremely happy with, is Paul Dano.
Oh, Show. Still haven't seen the Batman, but
No,
Show.
Paul Dano is a good one.
Yeah.
We'll give Carl the point here, will we?
We can't be doing that, otherwise the judge would always be giving themselves the point.
It's true. I thought that was a great choice.
No, Paul Dano is a
yeah,
good choice. He's got that creepy little, timid character down to a T, doesn't it? Like, I don't think I've ever seen him in anything where he's not
A creep.
not just a creep, but also very timid.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Everything,
Yeah.
like.
Do you know who else I was looking at? I was going to put McLovin in.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Yeah.
I don't think he's acting now, though, is he?
I don't think so.
He's also not like he's anything but timid,
Yeah.
He's a real fucking big shot.
He has confidence when he's not meant to.
Yeah, he has way more confidence than he has any right to have. But
he's gassed though.
Right, I'm not actually too happy with either of those choices, really. But I'm gonna have to give it to Ted.
Yeah, I really like Gianni as Gianni. I think he's he's the exact character that the dad is. I was really happy with that one, actually.
So, as it stands, 3 to go. Craig, you need all 3.
Or he needs a draw and
2 wins, but he needs to win all 3. He needs to get a point on all 3.
Yeah, can't drop any more here, Greg.
I'm not, as I said, going into Alien, I wasn't happy with that one, and I lost it. I wasn't happy with this one.
Will Ted?
Evidently, it's looking the same route here.
Will Ted get is it his 3rd or 4th title? Is 4th, isn't it?
I think this would be my 4th. Yeah, the last reign was a very short one.
He had the longest reign.
The longest reign,
then
then
2 1-off reigns, was it?
Two 1 week reigns. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel your pain, my friend.
AKA Ted has more losses than wins.
I don't know that I do. I think my long reign gives me quite a lot of wins. That's something we'll have to look into. Who has the most wins?
True, this is true.
I have the most wins.
I don't, because at the start you got smashed around for weeks. You lost until you won your first title. You lost like half the episodes.
Yeah, and then I went on a tied longest reign, and then another long reign.
This is true.
But I think the early ones, me and Carl traded off a few. Well,
it took me 3 weeks to win, lads. 3 goals. What took me to win?
Was it?
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose it just felt longer.
I won, and then I lost straight away.
That might have been it.
Yeah. Anyway, we move on to Lorraine Baines, Leah Thompson's character, the mother.
Lorraine McFly. Yeah, I know she is Baines, but
yeah,
Baines
McFly. And Ted.
It's me.
No,
is it?
It's not. It's Greg.
Greg,
to stay in this and hold your championship aloft.
Emma Watson. Used her last week. Let me down. Using her again here. She's gonna let me down again. I might as well get her to come to my funeral. Why? Because she can let me down once more.
Emma Watson never lets anyone down.
Let me down last week, bitch.
This character I found quite tough to do because she's a very forward character in the youth. As when she's the mum, she's very conservative and stuff. And then obviously he goes back in time, and then he realizes no, his mum was a real forward and aggressive about pursuing somebody when she wanted them.
Very true.
So I was kind of trying to think that as who in that sort of age group has portrayed that to an extent. And I did struggle with this, and I went with someone who's probably a bit too big an actress at the moment to take the role, which might hurt. But it was based on watching Last Night in Soho, and I went with Anya Taylor-Joy, who obviously in that is quite aggressive in what she wants.
Don't know. Can't argue. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, she's quite aggressive in that and getting what she wants, but it's not.
You got the point, Ted. That's who I chose as well.
Oh, is it? Oh, great.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because I was like, she might be a bit too big for this role, but I was really trying to think. I was running through all the young actresses, and I was like, Mary Mouser, not that aggressive. Peyton List, not that aggressive. Natalia Dreyer.
Peyton List, definitely you could have went with.
Sort of, but she's a different sort
aggressive,
of aggressive.
But it's
aggressive
in
a fighter.
Manner.
Yeah, in a fighting manner, she's aggressive. But yeah.
Yeah, I had Anya Taylor-Joy, and I also had Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick, I can see.
Yeah, but Anya Taylor-Joy was the person that I chose for the role. I thought she'd do it great because very little makeup would have to be used as well for her to switch between young and old. She just has that face.
Can't wait for Ted to lose his title next week.
Very well could. That's been my running trend recently, but I'll win it this week, and if things keep going this way, I could be giving Greg back the slapping that he's handed out the last 2 weeks.
True, it's 4-1 at the moment, 4-1. And we have the two tough ones then, the real tough ones to recast, because let's be honest, well, I found
the main two.
I found Marty really easy to recast.
I think we all have the same person.
But
I bet we all have the same person.
I would be surprised if we don't.
I'm going to go with Doc to start to go here. Christopher Lloyd.
Doc is me first, is it here?
Impossible to recast.
It is.
So hard to recast. Genuinely, as always, I looked up the ages. Genuinely didn't realize he was this young in this film.
Actually, sorry, I know I just said Doc there, but I think we do all have the same Marty. So let's just do that one first.
Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland. He's the perfect recast.
He's the clear choice, isn't he? Like, there's no.
Yeah.
There's no one else that you're going to take there.
So it's either going to be 5-2 or 4-3.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's winning 5-2 now.
And 5-2, so 5-2 or it'd be 6-2 or 5-3.
Yeah. 6-2 or 5-3.
Yeah, because of that draw.
It was 4-1, so now it's 5-2.
Well, I suppose it's back to Greg then for Doc Brown then.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd, Tom Holland's Doc.
Robert Downey Jr.
RDJ, good choice.
As I said, I didn't realize how young Christopher Lloyd was doing this. Like,
the 80s, yeah.
I mean, he's not young. Like, he's 47. Like, he's not, really young or anything. But I always think of Doc as being quite old, like, kind of 60s or whatever. And I was like, geez, he's way younger than I remember this being. I suppose when you're a kid and you're watching something and somebody's, nearly 50.
Gray hair.
Yeah, nearly 50 with the grey hair. You're kind of like, yeah, he's probably quite old. Like,
actually thinking about it, did you ever see him when he was in Piranha as well? He was well into his 60s and looked the exact same.
Yeah,
he's looked the exact same pretty much since, except just less
hair. Life.
Yeah, like
he's the Benjamin Button of acting.
Yeah, he just stuck the same way. I went with someone who is also similar to Robert Downey Jr. in the sense that they're a big name, because I think he was possibly the biggest name at this time. Maybe as to,
no,
in this film.
Oh, in this film, sorry, yeah.
In this film, I think he might have been the biggest. There's a debate about whether
Michael J. Fox was definitely the biggest name.
Yeah,
when this came out, what he hadn't been in much before it. He came off Full House? Was it Full House he was in?
Family Ties.
Family Ties. He
was still doing Family Ties at the time.
Yeah, because he was gone from set to set.
Yeah, Marty McFly or Michael J. Fox was a huge name.
No, that's what I mean. He was huge, but I think Christopher Lloyd was probably equally as big, or equally as known, possibly.
Yeah.
So I did go with someone big here as well. I went with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, don't like that.
Phoenix, right?
To be kind of the crazy old man who's creating time travel in his car.
I like Joaquin Phoenix.
I love Joaquin Phoenix, but I can't see that, especially with this being a trilogy. He's never done a trilogy. I know we're only recast the first one, but he's never done a sequel to a film.
Yeah,
I do like Joaquin Phoenix. I just don't see him doing that.
I don't either. My backup was Bill Murray.
Ah,
Bit too old
Yeah.
now, I think.
But my choice was RDJ.
Nah, I wouldn't have gone with RDJ myself. I don't think he'd be
I
that
honestly,
type of crazy.
I think he could do the
eccentric
role.
actor. Yeah.
He can do eccentric very easily, and then just the chemistry that he has with Tom Holland.
Yeah, I did want to go with somebody else, but based on previous episodes, I was like, oh no, they're in the baddie books at the moment, so I don't want to use them because it'll go
Go on,
against me.
enlighten us.
Who?
Well, I thought you would have got it because it cost you, Greg, big time, cost you big time, Greg, in your last championship defense against me.
I remember back
Mine's gone blank there, lad.
Johnny Depp.
That was me.
That was Carl.
Was it
me.
you, Carl? Was it? Sorry.
That was me.
Yeah, I thought Johnny Depp would be great for that role, but obviously
He'd be
he's
perfect, yeah.
he's the baddie role at the moment. So I was like, oh, I don't want to risk using him in case I need
he'd
the
be
point.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I was like, but I can't use him because I might need that point. So
True.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't need that point.
didn't in the end. Yeah.
And you win 3-5. New
5-3.
champion.
Here we go, new champ. So
Wasn't as bad as slapping as it looked like it was going to be.
No.
I knew Joaquin Phoenix was going to be a risk with Doc, but I said I was kind of thinking of his Joker character as like that eccentric sort of madman, which is what Doc is. He's completely insane. Like,
Yes.
I was like, he could play that role.
I'm looking here, right? And I have the backups on my other page that I didn't send in. And I had your one who played Sabrina as the Ma. And I had KJ Apa as the Da. Would that have changed it for me?
Who was it?
KJ
Apa.
Don't know who
Who's
he
that?
is.
Let's see what you know him from.
I'll look him up here. He's in Riverdale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems
I don't know him.
Songbird. Oh, then that won't matter then.
No, I don't know him.
Oh, is he the lead in Songbird, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I probably would have given it to you.
Damn it!
Wait, who was that for?
The Da.
Really?
McFly, yeah.
Would Sabrina have got me any better?
No, Anya Taylor-Joy would have won that.
Oh, you had it okay. Yeah. So didn't really matter anyway. But
Well, actually, that would have made it 4-4, lad. You would have won on championship advantage.
damn it!
No, would it?
Yeah, you would have lost the point because I would have won. I would have picked up the Da.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn it! Damn it!
Yeah.
Damn it!
But anyway.
Now, as I said,
Ted.
when I did when I went into Alien, I wasn't happy with the cast. I wasn't happy really with this one.
Yeah.
So,
that happens sometimes. I wasn't happy with my cast last week.
yeah.
You know, for the Lost Boys, and the only one I was happy with, I lost.
It was unfortunate last week for you that you're not happy with a casting that has 9, so it makes the beating look
A lot worse. Yeah. My
Although
pride took a hit.
When you called it going 2-0 up, being like, I'm probably going to lose the next 7, and you pick up a draw and then lose the next 6.
Yeah, I should never call my shots.
See that pain in the bottom of your stomach, that's called pride, and it's gone, sir.
Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of being,
what do we have, Greg?
I'm going with a 1999 creature feature.
You and your creature features.
What was that, Greg?
Anaconda.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
See what I did there? Being in the stomach and whatnot.
Now I do have one question.
We're looking at a 7 here, aren't we? Definitely only 7. Yeah.
Well, there's 9 people in it, but Danny Trejo's in it for about 11 seconds.
Yeah, well, I'm not recasting. If I'm recasting Danny Trejo, I'm just going to recast him as Danny Trejo for the amount of acting he does in it.
The one question I have is, do we have to cast an extremely racist character for Voight's character, or can we not do that?
I mean, it's just his accent that's terrible. He's not generally a racist person.
No, he's not, but I mean, the accent is extremely racist.
I mean, that's like as bad as the CGI snake is in it. That's the worst thing about this. Actually, no, Jennifer Lopez is acting in it.
Jennifer Lopez is easily the worst thing about this film.
That's saying something.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Okay, great. I'll keep that in mind.
But it's gonna take a hell of a pick to beat the person that I've already wrote down for it.
Okay, I'll take that challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that'll leave us with another cast of just 7 as well.
Yeah.
Because
Better be quick this time, lads.
well, I hope that these ones where there's definitely only 7, I've done well enough.
Really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy with this. Obviously, like, share, follow, all that good stuff on YouTube. And if you're listening on audio on Spotify or whatever, like us and follow us on that. And don't forget to go to Carl's Instagram and vote on the polls and let us know whether you think Carl's votes for us were fair, or whether you think I should have won more points or Greg should have won more points, or if you think that we were all completely insane for Tom Holland.
No, anybody that doesn't vote Tom Holland in that is just incorrect.
Yeah,
well, wrong.
I do think that, but if they want to make an argument for somebody else, I'm willing to hear the argument. I won't agree with them, but
I'll hear the argument and then tell them they're wrong.
Yeah.
But until next week, when we're doing Anaconda, good luck.